You're listening to the Snyder-Collin podcast presented by FPP Broadcasting. This week's episode brought to you by Lakeith Stanfield.
Ooh!
What's popping?
Ooh, I better get out of here. Now.
Wow, well done.
That's me. That's my pitch if I directed Get Out. There had been a scene where Daniel Kaluuya just is like, oh god, I gotta get out of here. And he wouldn't have been nominated for an Oscar.
He wouldn't have. Well, we'll get back into Daniel Kaluuya later. Let's start the show. Why don't we?
Sweet.
Yeah.
President. Oh, man. Yeah. As you can see what I'm on today, just like we on every other day, go get it. Get to the bag, music, Who can't try music type shit, I'm a rare individual, cut off your hand if it's killing you. You gotta stand on your tippy don't take. I got cool like I'm booty. She give me tame, then I sleep on her booty. Bought me a house, turn that bitch to a cutie. I'm flying, I elevate. I got problems, an open case. My little bro got his first baby on the way. In the truck, so you know we on the date.
It's pudding time, children.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm just gonna leave it here.
What's new?
What's new? I mean, many things are new, buddy. Many things. I mean, not really, though. We haven't been doing anything as far as life goes, I don't think. Different.
Did you notice that there wasn't a lot of people, out on the streets driving on the way back from the movie?
I feel like it's just evening time.
I don't know. I think something weird's going on. Where is everybody?
I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know if anything's going on. Do you think something's going on?
I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's upsetting. I'm cutting off the music now.
That's enough of.
Radio shows just let that thing keep going.
That is enough of that one song.
That's enough of Della.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not like Della?
No, that song's fine.
Oh, well. Anywho,
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Snyder-Collin podcast.
Episode 50.
Yes, I'm your host, Jacob Snyder, and you are?
Collin Kent Goode.
Oh, that's your full name.
Yes.
Your full name you just threw out there.
Yeah, I'm in a weird mood because we just saw a weird movie.
We did, but we'll get into that later. I do have a little new piece of funness if you want to go over it.
Funness.
Funness. That's a new word.
Sweet.
Yes. It is an email from a fan.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a fan of ours. But here's the thing. I think it's an inside job, this email.
Oh?
I think it's you. I think you sent this piece of email.
I have no clue what this email is.
Swear on Leo that you have no idea.
I swear that I don't know what's in this message.
Okay.
As
you
soon
knew.
as
you knew that this was coming then.
No, I'm just saying, what you're about to read to me,
yes.
I have not heard out loud what it's going to be.
But you have read it.
No.
In your head.
No.
But you know who it's from.
No.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
You talking to me?
You're full of shit, Collin Goode.
Why don't you just
So from Via Keegan, her email is, I'm not going to give you her email because that's ridiculous. Why would I ever read that on air? You thought, listener. You thought I was going to do it, but I wasn't going to do it, you fucking idiot. All right.
How do you know the name?
Because it's do you receive email?
No.
Do you know how to do this?
No one.
I'm going to send you an email later.
No one emails me, Jacob.
I'm
not
send
a doctor.
I'll send you an email. You're not a doctor.
Yeah.
Is that your
email me if you want an appointment?
That's oh my god. Not only have you never received email, you've also never made a doctor's appointment. You don't email for appointments. All right.
They used to just come to your house.
Yeah, you're right. They used to make house calls. No, they don't. It was a simpler time. All right. Via Keegan emails the show. Says, "What's up, fuckers?" It's a hell of an intro. We are fuckheads, as we determined last week. I have some questions for you both to answer. I'm wondering how long y'all, so she's Southern, y'all have been dating for. I think you guys are so cute. We have been dating for 4 years?
Yeah, just about.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, next question. That answers that. thank you for saying we're cute. Also, I appreciate it. What's your favorite and least favorite thing about the other person? That's gonna that's gonna get into it a little bit.
Oh God.
So she says that's all I have for now, but expect more from me in the future. Love, Via. P.S. Collin, I love you the mostest out of anything in the world. Moi. That's what kind of tips me off that it's an inside job. That's kind of throwing it over a little bit. You know, I think that also her real name is Violet.
Fans.
Yeah, you do have fans.
I have fans. All right, where are your fans?
That makes me sad. That makes me sad. Oh, whoops. My bad. Wrong one. That makes me really sad that you said that about me.
Yeah, I'm the cute one of the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm the one who can fan.
Wow. What is this weird dimension we live in? So, what's your favorite and least thing about the other person?
So, wait, so we established we've been dating for 4 years.
Yes. Yes.
We
met approximately 4 years ago.
We literally have the relationship in Gone Girl, like Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike. Like, I just pretend to be this like cool dude who likes comics, and Jacob's just all into that.
Exactly.
And I just pretend to be that, and secretly I'm devising a plan to frame him for my rape.
Yeah. That was
my
dark.
Favorite thing about you?
Yeah.
All of your... my favorite thing about you, Jacob, is your annoying knowledge of comics.
Thanks.
Just every fucking thing about it. Just everything. Like, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't know who Beta Ray Bill is.
Well, who would we be if we didn't know who Beta Ray Bill was? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know who the elongated man is, for God's sake.
I do know who the elongated man is.
Is there a duck man?
A duck man.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that it probably existed as a joke character. There's a lot of characters like that.
I was at Lake Ella today, and I felt like Duck Man. Like Marvel's,
you're summoning ducks.
Marvel's Duck Man. What's your power? I'm half man. I have duck abilities. I got these webbed hands.
Wow, that's amazing. My favorite. I'm gonna go into my favorite thing.
Okay.
My favorite thing about you would be your perseverance. You always, despite seemingly always having a terrible day every time I see you, you continue to do this podcast. All jokes aside, when you are having a bad day though, you do push through and do this podcast, even though I know that you do not want to be here at all.
I mean, I'd rather be like jerking off at home playing Resident Evil 4, but you know, gotta put the goods out there. You know,
you're right. No
one knows you're on the market if you don't put the goods out.
Yeah. Basically, what I admire most about you is your will to create content.
I admire all of the shit you know about Hal Jordan.
Thanks. Thanks. That's what I live for. All right, least favorite thing about me, Collin. Take your shot, you fucking asshole.
Your shitty fucking take on The Shape of Water.
Wow.
Well, when we first saw it.
Really?
It's my least favorite thing that we've ever done on the podcast.
Okay.
I was just kind of like,
it's not a shitty take, but okay. All right, it's my take, and you gotta respect me for it, okay? You gotta respect me for it. I'm sorry. You know what my least favorite thing about you is?
What?
Your shitty take on Thor Ragnarok.
I like Thor Ragnarok.
You
now.
didn't.
It's
I like some of the Gaga songs.
You don't like Thor Ragnarok.
It's grown on me. I've been wanting to rewatch it, and it's on Netflix now.
But like,
first, I was just kind of like, another Marvel movie.
I guess the point I'm making is like it kind of epitomizes my overall. When you see a movie and you are in a bad mood, under no circumstances are you going to enjoy that movie.
I did have a bad day.
You had a terrible day.
Thor Ragnarok.
And the same thing with Black Panther too. Looking back, Black Panther is a quite competent film, and it's like it's nothing like hugely special, but like beyond like all the things it does, like their cast, how diverse the cast is, things like that does make it special. The overall like plot though, pretty much The Lion King, for all intents and purposes. It's The Lion King. But with superheroes. But like your enjoyment of the films absolutely stems from the kind of day you're having, and like it's just so fucking painful when I know you've had a bad day, and I'm like, he would have enjoyed this.
Sometimes you have a bad day and you just
understand.
You want to watch First Reformed or Hereditary, and you're just like, yeah,
no,
you're like, yeah, no, feeling all nihilist. God. No, Thor Ragnarok. Give it like a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's
at first fair. Though. Did you give it a 7 out of 10? I can't remember what you gave.
I remember watching it and just being kind of like, okay, but then kind of thinking of it, I was like, you know what? Like, I thought of Korg. I thought of those.
I thought of Korg.
I thought of Korg and Geek. What's the other thing's name? Newt or Korg and Merc? Meek. Yeah, Meek. Thought of Korg and Meek, and I was like, you know what?
It's decent. It's decent.
So you hate when I'm seeing quality decent movies.
Sure.
And just because I'm not feeling it, I'm just like, yeah. You hate my cynical approach to film sometimes.
No, I just, it's.
You are right though. You are absolutely right.
I know I am. It's just, it's okay. It's that's all right. Those are our least and I guess most favorite things about each other.
Yeah.
So thank you for the email via whom I've never heard of before. Wink, wink, Collin. I know who this is. I know who she is to you. Thank you for emailing in. We really appreciate it. Look forward to hearing from you again, presumably next week or maybe the week after.
Soon.
Yeah, soon. All right. It's time for
What's New on Twitter.
There you go. That's it.
Was that straight from? Was that from last week's podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Play it again.
Fun little bit, isn't it?
Yes. That is.
We finally have a thing.
I am impressed.
Thank you. I made that in 20 minutes.
Wow.
20 minutes, just sitting there on my laptop.
Play one more time for our listeners. All right, Jacob, my human Twitter profile. What's new on Twitter?
Well, I have like 3 things.
Yeah, they're good
to talk about.
They're good. They're good topics. This week's episode might as well be called "Collin is hyped for Glass."
May as well.
That's all I was telling you on work on Friday.
Lord knows that was the only thing you were saying to me at work, and I wanted to end it all. But yeah. So we have some new images from the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Glass.
Yeah, the trailer comes out in 4 days from we're recording it. So next week we can talk about the Glass trailer.
Yes, we can.
This is the official Glass podcast.
It is.
I don't think anyone cares as much as
I don't think so either. So we have some stills. We have okay, well they're not showing up, so that's great.
Well, there's 4, I believe. There's 4 at least that are vividly in my mind. There's 2 of them that I think are really cool. The first one is just a good picture of MG, Elijah Prince, Mr. Glass. Price, yeah. Elijah Price.
Yeah.
In his wheelchair, he has a pin on his ascot. I don't know, his shirt basically that says MG, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, Mr. Glass.
Yeah,
it is pretty hilarious.
And he's wearing a very purple suit.
He is.
Purple was a big thing in Unbreakable.
Yeah,
it was like a symbolic color.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who wore like certain colors were like bad guys, and he wore purple.
Yeah.
Because M. Night's, he's deep like that.
Oh, he is. So, yeah, we have that image of Mr. Glass in the wheelchair. We have Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, and Sam Jackson all together in the same institute.
Yes.
I'm wondering what comes of this. I have a theory, and I think it was backed up in the description. But
yes.
Yeah.
It's probably, I think the description is probably what happens in the first 20, 30 minutes.
You're probably right. We have an image of a professor lady.
Played by Sarah Paulson.
Yes.
That's a great addition, because she's a fantastic actress.
Yes. We have Anya Taylor-Joy.
back as
touching James McAvoy's face.
Fan favorite character.
Yes. Am I the only one who finds her extremely attractive? I don't know why.
Absolutely not.
I'm not the only one?
That is not a hot take.
Okay. How old is she?
She's like 22.
Good.
20.
She's older than me. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter. Just making sure. Because, she's one of those actresses that could, like, you're like, how old are you really?
Just want to make sure you're not being a creeper.
Yeah, just making sure I don't have to remove that. Yeah, she's 2 years older than me, so I am not a pervert. Hear that, boys and girls? Not a perv.
I love the idea that they're all locked up in this institute together, and Sarah Paulson's character is just like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, she's like, you guys think you're part of a comic book. I like that. That's a good commentary to have in today's world where, like, the vast majority of the money at movies are being made by superhero movies. That's a good way to go, instead of just making a superhero team up, or like, like the culmination of it all, like nothing they do is going to blow anybody away if it's by the numbers, because it's been done. So, like, this is a new fresh take that I like, that's only M. Night Shyamalan could conjure up.
Is this confirmed, or is this rumored, or is this just what we're thinking?
I'm thinking I just think that's what happens. Because, like, they're all the only traits that they would have that would, like, unite them at all in any way, like, similarity-wise. Like, the only ways that they're similar is that they're basically just comic book characters. Yeah, with Mr. Glass especially having that.
They have some sort of disability.
Yes.
Even David Dunn, that is kind of somewhat of a hindrance.
And he's a hero. Like, he thinks he's a superhero. Elijah Price thinks he's a super villain. He definitely wants to be one. And now we have James McAvoy's Kevin Wendell Crumb, who at the end of the movie accepts himself as a villain, as a super villain. Yeah. Maybe
not Kevin, but
the Horde
Hedwig
is what it goes by. The Horde, right?
Yeah, the Horde.
Yeah.
And apparently we're going to get some new personalities in this movie.
Yeah.
Not like
interesting.
Not like the number count is going up, but
we get to see ones that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, because in the first movie, there's only like 6 that are shown.
There's only
there's a few
6 main ones.
Yeah,
but there's like 30 of them that all phase through and stuff like that.
There's 23, but there's a few that like get brief screen time. Like there's one personality who's like a history professor, and he describes what's going on through like historical events.
That's weird, and
one's like
could
diabetic.
Be done bad.
No,
one's diabetic.
Yeah, well, no, it's like he's in the first movie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's in it. He's in one of the emails, and then when Kevin resorts back to the when Kevin leaves the light and like he starts going through all the personalities, he pops up.
Interesting. Cool.
Yes. I love that the room is like pink in the asylum. It's like just Shyamalan not giving a fuck about subtlety.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm colorblind, so that's not what immediately resonates with me. But yeah, I guess it's pink in that, like,
it's like peach.
Purple combining with...
It's colors that an institute absolutely would not be.
Yeah.
It's like straight out of a comic book.
It's supposed to be like metaphorical, I guess, in color. So like what could that mean as far as like there's purple, you have what does purple combine with to make pink? Red?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not the color god here.
Split didn't really do the color thing. It might have used yellow, I think, maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I need to do that marathon I was talking about. Unbreakable and Split back to back.
Yeah, you should.
Back to back to back.
You should do that.
Back to back. But in Unbreakable, the colors are very prominent. Like when Mr. Glass, when it has the flashback when he gets his first comic book as a gift from his mom, it's in a purple present box.
Yeah.
Box. Purple gift wrap and like a purple ribbon.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's color.
I'm hyped for Glass.
I know you are. You are very hyped for Glass. You wouldn't shut the fuck up about it at work.
It's going to be a 10 out of 10.
To a point where it was bothering me very much. Will it be a 10 out of 10, do you think?
It's going to win an Oscar for sound mixing.
All right, you're just talking nonsense now. Anyway, moving on from Glass, I wanted to touch on this briefly. Oh, that mic's on. I should probably turn that off, you know?
Sure.
There you go. It's a little bit easier now. Can you still hear?
Yes.
Good. Wanted to talk about this. Neil Blomkamp is going to direct a new Robocop movie.
Is he writing this?
Justin Rhodes is rewriting the script.
I don't know. Should we just let Good Enough alone? You know, do we really need RoboCop back? That's what I'm getting out of it. It's like they tried doing a remake and everyone's already forgotten about it. And now it's like, oh, let's bring it back. But they'll probably make this one R-rated. And they'll probably make it like bloody and gritty.
Probably. The only reason why I'm interested in it is because, granted, I don't who directed RoboCop.
Paul Verhoeven, the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back when he had made the first one, it's my understanding that he was like pushed out of the sequels or something. Like he had an idea for a sequel, and the storyline was going to be called like the Corporate Wars, and it would have been like incredible apparently, and they didn't want that. That wasn't what RoboCop was to people. It wasn't as like, so they made it like RoboCop 2 is very like, it's just on the nose satire.
I've never seen RoboCop 2 or 3. The first RoboCop is awesome.
I've seen RoboCop 2, and it's like it's funny. It's a comedy basically, which that doesn't really work for a lot of people, but it's watchable. RoboCop 3 is the worst.
Yeah, isn't that like almost like a kids movie?
Pretty much,
because it's PG-13.
Yeah,
they're like, let's market it towards kids. Kids like RoboCop.
Yeah.
Their dads let them watch it.
Yeah. So like this new rewrite is apparently taking a lot of inspiration. Basically just taking major story elements from that Paul Verhoeven script that was out or that he wrote and wanted to make but couldn't for obvious reasons. So it's taking a lot of inspiration from that. And that is what has me interested. Plus Blomkamp he's proven himself a capable director, even though we did mention last week that he's progressively gotten worse.
Yeah, maybe this could be a little resurgence for him.
Sure.
Because for a while he's been a kind of a one-trick pony.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even seen his follow-ups to District 9. Didn't even bother with Elysium, and Chappie just looked lame.
Apparently it was like the fucking worst. So
you didn't see Chappie?
No.
And Elysium, everyone's kind of forgotten.
Yeah, that just kind of happened.
Is it because it had Matt Damon and Jodie Foster in it? Kind of a weird cast for that, like for the look of that movie and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Blomkamp might actually be perfect for this movie because, like, RoboCop as a whole is like making fun of capitalism and like not really making fun of, just demonizing it, kind of.
Yeah, showing how like
and like
shitty it is.
You know, like wealthy, rich, fucking I don't know, bureaucratic ideals, things like that. And I think that he might be perfect for it because he is also like very politically like obvious, I would say, in his films, especially like things like, I don't know, I haven't seen Chappie. I've seen Elysium like once.
Yeah,
but,
isn't Elysium like,
Elysium,
the rich people live in a better place and the poor people live in a shithole?
Yes.
And District 9 is like, yeah, the aliens live in slums and
yes,
the regular people, they just live in normal houses.
Yeah. So like with a good script written by someone else, and like regarding a character that's already established, that like already is good and competent.
Yeah, there's rules you got to follow with RoboCop.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really derive much to it. Don't make it an origin. Just have it.
Oh no, it's a continuation of the original one.
What?
I think it is. I think it's actually
that makes
a sequel.
Sense.
Which would
are they getting?
That's freaking awesome. I'm gonna guess they're gonna get Peter Weller back. That'd be awesome.
It'll be like a old model RoboCop, like a cameo.
I don't care how they do it. Do it.
Don't change the look of RoboCop because they did that for the remake, and it's kind of like that's not RoboCop. You know,
I didn't hate the remake.
I didn't
think it's
see it.
Fine. Like
I didn't see it.
I watched it, and it's a nice little story, and it doesn't really set up a sequel at all, which I liked. I liked that it didn't do that. And, they changed the look of him and made him black, and that's whatever. And by the end of the movie, he's silver again, and he looks like RoboCop, classic RoboCop.
It's like Cyborg in Justice League, where it's like, why the fuck didn't he just look like this the whole time?
Exactly. It is like that.
To get everyone hyped at the end.
I kind of don't mind that movie as like a little one-off thing that they just did, because it wasn't bad. It was quite fine.
You know what? This RoboCop remake, and you just being kind of like, it was okay. I didn't like hate it. It wasn't great, but because the RoboCop remake, it's probably a pretty popular movie to just be like, oh, it's terrible, it sucks. Pointless remake. I think my version of that is the 2012 version of The Thing. That everyone
I never saw it, so
everyone's forgotten about it. It's a prequel to the John Carpenter thing. And everyone really, really, really hates it because all the practical effects in the 2012 version, it was made with all practical effects, but then producers and people were like, CG over everything, and it looks terrible.
Oh my god, that's awful.
Yeah.
Because I know nothing about this. That's really weird.
Because to talk about The Thing for a little bit, the Carpenter version, it's like a master class of practical effects. That's what it's known for, like these insane, gruesome effects. And for this prequel, reboot, remake, they were like, well, we gotta do practical. Like, and they made it, they did all these amazing animatronics, but then they were like, it looks terrible.
CG
over and the CG.
Has there been a cut released, like, with the just practical effects?
Ooh, no. You'll never see that. There's like test footage of the practical effects. So you can
I'm sure
see
it looks amazing.
I have a theory, though. I think the practical effects looked bad because they weren't properly lit.
Probably.
And that's the only thing I can think of, is that maybe it was like too much lighting and maybe it didn't look good.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with practical effects. You have to like light them depending on what they are. I've been paying attention to lighting in movies more recently.
Yeah.
But the Thing 2012 version, it's entertaining. It's fine watch. It's not like as good as the Carpenter version. That's the one that everyone's gonna remember anyways. So
yeah,
it's kind of like, who cares? Like it's like a 5 out of 10 movie to me. Just not very great, but kind of entertaining. But so they remade RoboCop, and they also remade Total Recall, both Paul Verhoeven movies that were like sanitized into PG-13 reboots, and then no one cared about them.
The Total Recall reboot is really bad.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with Mars. That blows my mind. I don't care.
Was Mars even like mentioned in the movie?
I didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure Mars isn't in the remake.
I don't think it is.
Maybe it's more faithful to the Philip K. Dick story, but I don't really care, because when I think Total Recall, which is also a great movie, Paul Verhoeven, he made some awesome movies.
He did.
Showgirls, Starship Troopers.
Is Paul Verhoeven the Neil Blomkamp of back then?
No,
making politically charged film.
You're going that.
I would say like Starship Troopers is like Starship Troopers, RoboCop.
Total Recall, not as much, but it's more just like cerebral and like, I don't know if I want to say philosophical, but more just like, Total Recall, it's a great movie because it perfectly does the whole, is it a dream? Is it not a dream? And it doesn't annoy you. Like, it doesn't come off as artsy. It comes off as like legitimately well executed. And either theory is satisfying.
Yeah, you're right. Man, that's a good movie.
I think I prefer Total Recall to RoboCop a little bit. I've seen that one more. I've only seen RoboCop once.
I've seen RoboCop more, so I'm going to go with RoboCop. But either way, or they just connect it to the Terminator verse. Fine, do it. Do it.
I think there's a video. I think there's an old video game of RoboCop versus Terminator.
There's a video game and there's a comic book series, and I can't remember. One of them just comes in and solves like the whole thing. Like, I think RoboCop goes to the Terminator verse, and it's written by someone who likes RoboCop more than Terminator. So he just makes RoboCop like solve everything. It's bad.
So we're getting new Terminator and new RoboCop. I'm actually pretty hyped for new Terminator.
Me too. It actually looks decent.
They're like we're taking this one seriously. Actually, it's not just like a cash grab sequel. I mean, it is, but it's like
James Cameron's like, all right, well, maybe I'll watch what happens on this one.
He's like involved with this one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not
he's
just
doing something with it.
It's not just name only. Where he's like, yeah, sure, I'll endorse Terminator Genesis. It'll pay for a day's catering on Avatar 4 whenever that gets made.
Yeah, it won't get made.
Do we need new RoboCop? No, but if it's good, that's great.
Sure. What else do we need to talk about here?
Yeah. So it is official, everyone.
Yes.
It is official that Joaquin Phoenix is going to be playing the Joker.
Yep, it is official. It's pretty cool, I guess. Right?
I think it's great news.
Yeah.
Screw the DCEU's Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah.
Like, I could care less about, like, I guess this is like in a separate universe. It's like, I don't care. Because Joaquin Phoenix he's a pretty awesome actor.
Yep.
Like, I feel like he takes acting very seriously.
Yes.
Because he was in negotiations to play Doctor Strange, but he kind of dropped out because I don't think he was interested in doing a contract for like a series of.
He didn't want to be in like Avengers movies or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
to each their own.
Yeah, that is totally fine.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good Doctor Strange, so I'm not upset about anything.
Who knows? Maybe Joaquin regrets it. He's like, maybe nah. Everyone knows Joaquin Phoenix's best performance is in Signs.
You kind of forget he's in that. I want to see You Were Never Really Here.
Yeah, I do too. I'd rather watch that more than the Sisters Brothers.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's John C. Reilly, so it's like, how good is this going to be?
Yeah.
Not that John C. Reilly's like a bad guy or anything, but he's just not the most impressive of actors.
I can't tell if it's like supposed to be like a goofy comedy, or if it's just being marketed that way. Did Shane Black make this Sisters Brothers? That's what it seems like it's going for. It's like The Nice Guys, but in the West.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't know who made it. Not gonna look. But
is Scorsese still producing this?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about that.
He's probably like, oh, Leo's not gonna be the Joker.
Well, I guess I'll get out of there then.
Yeah, I guess I'll go direct a new picture.
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to adapt The Killing Joke, which if you've never read that, you should, Collin. You should. It's a good Joker story. But it's like,
I think they're going to use that look. I think they're going to go for a classic Joker look, not this like tattooed.
Oh, no way they're going to do that. Yeah, they're doing the classic. They're doing something more close to Jack Nicholson.
Ah, man, what were they thinking with that Jared Leto Joker design?
They weren't. They were David Ayering. He doesn't fucking think about what he's doing. He just makes schlock and shittiness, and
it's pretty amazing.
I have no respect for David Ayer anymore. He doesn't need to be connected to anything. Alex and I watched Bright in California. Did I ever tell you that?
Ooh, no,
it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, that's a bad movie.
It was much worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I told you how terrible it was.
I know, you did. You totally warned me, and it was 100% my fault that I didn't pay attention. But, like, straight up, I thought it would be fun, bad, or nothing. It's so dour. Like, there's nothing in that movie that's fun. It's so bad.
It's just it's a really stupid script, too. It's like, get it? The orcs are minorities. And
yeah, it's... Alex, like, halfway through it, they're, like, beating the shit out of the orc cop. Orc cop is what it should have been called, by the way. They're beating the shit out of orc cop, and Alex just goes to me, she looks to me and goes, I really don't like this. Just, like, as a whole, it's not enjoyable. Like, it's, like, 30 to 45 minutes into this fucking thing, and it's really just a shitty movie. I don't know.
It's surprising that it even got made. Like as soon as like the orc cop got out of the cop car and it's just an orc wearing a police outfit, I was just like, this is bad, people. This is this is insane. This is insane.
It is insane. It's
you have like orcs wearing like football jerseys.
Yeah. and now Warner Brothers is like, David Ayer knows he didn't do a good job on Suicide Squad, so we'll get him back to direct some more stuff. It's like, why? Why do you want to do that again?
Just have him direct like
don't have him direct anything. He's bad.
Have him direct low budget cop dramas.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
End of Watch was fine.
Yeah.
End of Watch, is that what it was called?
He wrote Training Day, which is I haven't seen it, but I know that's one of like Drew's favorite movies.
You haven't seen Training Day?
No.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. See, so David Ayer, he's capable, but
sure.
He doesn't need to be making like these blockbusters. I blame Max Landis on Bright 100%. Because how the fuck do you make that a good movie?
How are you a director, and how do you let that happen? How do you... I don't know. I don't know. David Ayer's a shitty director. I'm sorry, but the idea to not have the Joker be the villain, you lose all credibility.
Was that his
Suicide
choice?
Squad. Yes,
oh.
that was. Although there's reports that he was being pushed by the studio, so he rushed the script out. But it's like, how do you not? Like,
yeah,
you've read a Suicide Squad comic? The Joker is perfect for a villain.
Maybe he knew because he was like, oh, this new image of the Joker that we're going with, like, ugh.
I just
might as well
that
sabotage
screams him though.
Might as well sabotage my own movie and Warner Brothers. Oh well, it made like $800 million.
Can you turn this on?
No,
that's weird that's on.
So yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
Just look over my record play. The record's spinning. It's on.
I don't want Batman to be in this. So if Batman isn't going to be in this movie, then you got to have someone. Who would you have? Like another villain? Villain?
Do you have to have someone in this movie that's like a big name person? I mean, I guess you could have.
You
Harley Quinn's not going to be in it.
No.
Because they don't want to connect it to the DC, EU or whatever. Even though I think they should. They should just reboot it. Just reboot this thing. Make sure Jared Leto's out of there.
Fuck it. Have Margot Robbie come back, but change her look.
Change her look to a more classic Harley Quinn look.
Not this like white trash like.
Yeah.
White trash like goth chick.
Yeah. Also, they're doing a Birds of Prey movie, which is a classic. That's like a female villain hero. All women team up thing. So like
Sirens or whatever.
Gotham City Sirens is kind of similar to it. It's been like confirmed as Birds of Prey, and I think it's like Harley Quinn, Batwoman, maybe Batgirl too. Catwoman, Poison Ivy, some people like that.
Why the fuck not?
But she's it's rated R. Rated R DC movie. Yeah, she's confirmed to be back, and they have also confirmed that they're changing her look. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think
they need to get out of this David Ayer-ness of Suicide Squad.
This DCEU, honestly.
Yeah. Anyway,
is anyone
kind of cool?
Is anyone pissed about this?
What, the Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah,
no, he's fantastic.
No, I mean like any hardcore like DCEU YouTube comment fanboys.
I'm sure there's some Snyder lovers out there that just
you're ruining the universe before it even fully blossomed.
I'm sure that there are some out there that feel that way, but no one of sane mind thinks that that's a bad idea to make this movie.
Do you think
it's gonna be good?
Do you think there's any like extreme DCU YouTube comment fanboys? I don't think they physically exist. I think
they're just like bots made by Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
he just brought them into existence because he was like, you know, who needs some people batting in his corner? Zack Snyder.
I'm thinking of something hilarious that like they'd comment and be like, God, just like 3 more movies and it will be a masterpiece. Or something. Just give it 5 more years of storytelling.
You know, I'm not naive enough to think like that, but I will say, like, I'm pulling for the universe. Overall, well, Aquaman got a new poster today, and it actually looks pretty fine. I mean, the poster looks terrible.
I'm pulling for a complete reboot, honestly. Get Ben Affleck out of there. He's damaged goods. He doesn't. I
agree. Get Ben Affleck out of there. He doesn't want to do
it. Yeah, because he doesn't want to do it. He's damaged goods. It's like what's his face? Andrew Garfield is Spider-Man. Like he's
he did want to do it, but I heard
there's no way they were gonna let him. In the MCU.
Well, like no, absolutely not. But like, I don't think he wanted to do it anymore. Like he likes the character, but like Andrew Garfield's a really good actor. He's very talented. They were fucking him. he was actually he had a lot of potential.
Yeah, he was amazing in The Social Network and Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
He's fantastic in those.
I agree. And out of those movies too, he is absolutely the best thing about them.
Yeah.
Hands down. He's actually not a bad Spider-Man or Peter Parker.
Sony just fucked those movies into a grave.
I agree.
I actually, you know what? I think I need to rewatch The Amazing Spider-Mans as a Spider-Man connoisseur.
The first one's okay. Second one it looks decent.
But yeah, cool
Shot on
new
film.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. Might be a standalone. Might be a huge hit. Is it the guy who directed Zombieland? Attached to it?
I'm not sure about that. I can't confirm or
because he
deny
did
that.
Gangster Squad.
Something like that.
Speaking of Andrew Garfield, have you heard of the movie called Under the Silver Lake?
No, I haven't.
It's the follow-up film from the guy who did It Follows.
Oh yeah?
Which I know I have mixed feelings on it. I've kind of gone back and forth. It's a good movie. I think it's just really overrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, this new movie, Under the Silver Lake, it's getting mixed reviews. It premiered at Cannes, has like a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. It looks cool. I want to see it. Has Andrew Garfield in it.
Nice.
It's like Southland Tales if it was better.
Interesting.
There's just that
Southland Tales.
Yeah, just that follow-up film that a filmmaker makes that ruins their career.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Just like that weird, they make like a cult horror movie. Then they're like, time for my second movie. I'm making a satire on America. And then and then it just ruins their career. So maybe this will happen to the It Follows guys.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could, Collin.
Are you
very well could.
Are you looking up Southland Tales?
No, I'm looking up something that I wanted to show you.
What?
Hold on, let me find it. It's a new still image from
Aquaman?
No, the Aquaman poster is just so unremarkable. It's Aquaman and he's like surrounded by whales and sharks and things.
King of the sea.
Yeah. Well, it says like time to come home or welcome home or something. Home is calling is what it is.
They should have Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria play.
Look at that image.
Oh, that's creepy. We're looking at the Venom shows off his sinister grin in new photo from the upcoming movie. Oh god, I can't wait for this train wreck.
At least he looks good.
He does. It looks like Venom.
Yeah. He won't have the spider on his chest though.
Oh,
so whatever.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I know, right? What a real bummer. I'll show you the Aquaman poster too while I'm at it.
All right.
It's just like really kind of. I could have made this thing in Photoshop.
Hey, we got some fun movies to look forward to in October. We got Halloween and Venom.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, cool Aquaman poster.
It just like doesn't look great.
Home is calling.
I mean, I guess I get it. It's whatever.
I bet no one like who's working on this, like marketing and stuff. It's like working at a Mexican restaurant and like Cinco de Mayo is coming up and you're just like dreading it. You're like, oh, I can't wait to get this over with.
You know what? I'm actually gonna go out and say that this movie's probably gonna be good. It's James Wan.
It'll be probably like a Wonder Woman type, like where it gets like better reviews.
Better reviews, so it drives people to the theaters just to see something. Some people said was decent.
Yeah, I remember when Aquaman movie was like a joke.
I mean, Aquaman as a character was a joke.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the idea of like, oh, what are they going to do, an Aquaman movie?
Yeah. Speaking of movies, it's Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh, we're back on that again.
Thing. Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about it last week.
Yeah, we did.
Godzilla King of the Monsters?
Yeah, it was the first thing
it
was the first thing we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
What's new on Twitter?
Whatever. Also, well, Twitter.
Sweet.
Cut out a little bit there. Isn't that great?
Is there anything else new?
Just Vera Farmiga possibly being able to control monsters, and I hate that.
Yeah, I think
hate that a lot.
I think we brought that up briefly.
I don't think
we mostly talked about
that
Francis
at work.
McDormand.
Brought that up at work.
Oh. Yeah, I hate that. I can control King Kong with this earpiece. It's like Pacific Rim.
Oh my god. I play a paleobiologist. She has figured out a way to communicate with the creatures and potentially control them using their bioacoustics
Sonars?
on a sonar level. She is like a DJ for the monsters. Kill me.
Is she going to be
No.
controlling King Kong with a record scratch?
Well, it won't be King Kong.
It'll be a Jaeger. I call them Jaegers.
This is bad. Although it does say
This is
Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah is going to be in it, so that's all that really matters for me.
Don't you hate it when like a movie that could potentially be cool is coming out, then like for publicity they release some like information, and you're just kind of like, oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Vera Farmiga controlling shit.
it's like, dude, this movie could have been freaking amazing, and like, not that it won't be. I don't want to judge it, but like, God, that's so awful. Anyway, that's that. That's what's on Twitter.
So, me and Jacob saw a new film today. It was shot on 35 millimeter.
Yeah, we did. Was it really shot on 35 mil?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's called Sorry to Bother You.
Yes. Sorry to bother you.
It's directed by... It's the first film directed by a Boots Riley.
Yes.
And it stars Lakeith Stanfield.
Keith Stanfield. Good guy. He's been in Atlanta.
Yes.
He's been in
Get Out.
Get Out.
He's the guy who says, Get out.
He's been in Death Note, the movie.
That's right. He played L.
Yeah,
Or
he
no,
did.
not L. Yeah, L. He played
Yeah,
L. L Light.
No, he didn't play it. He didn't play L or
He
Light.
played,
he
Detective
played
Boy.
L.
L.
Yeah. No, that's not L though, right?
Yeah, that's L.
But it's Light. Like, no.
What's the detective's
Who's the main
name?
character's name?
Light. Light Turner. Played by
Light
Nat Wolf.
Light Yagami, I think.
Yeah.
In the, no, he didn't play no.
L. Yeah.
Well,
What's his?
he didn't
what's
play
the
L.
What's the character?
I can't remember
Look it up.
because L is the
You have a computer in front of you.
God, man.
We gotta find
Why
out
do I
his
have to
name.
do this.
Isn't his name L? Kira is the name of his persona.
Oh well, maybe it is L. Maybe
Yeah,
you're right.
L.
Yeah. The movie was bad, and it shouldn't be even be
Wow.
remembered.
It was very forgettable.
Yeah.
It was very forgettable.
It's described as a neo-noir supernatural.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. He does play L. I was
Okay.
completely wrong. Sorry,
I knew what character he played. I just wanted to make sure I was getting the name right.
Yeah, no, you're right. He plays guy who wears a mask in part of it for some reason. Like a thing. He's socially awkward.
Yeah,
whatever.
When I think of Netflix's Death Note, I think of a neo-noir. The anime is more kind of closer to that. I
Yeah.
guess there's like detectives and it's like a cop
sure.
drama for some of it. But
Sure.
sorry to bother you. I saw the trailer for this in theaters, and the trailer, I remember, it was like really abrasive and kind of loud, and like it was letting you know that, hey man, this movie is whacked out. It's whacked out, Daddy-o.
Yeah, it is.
This ain't your
Rosario Dawson was in this?
Who? As
I
a spoiler,
don't
at the end of
remember.
the movie.
I don't know. No, I
She-
don't. I don't know.
I didn't see her. Tessa
I didn't
Thompson's
see
in
her in
it.
it. Tessa Thompson is in it.
And,
Armie Hammer's in it.
Oh yeah, Armie Hammer.
Terry Crews.
Yeah, Terry Crews.
David Cross. Patton Oswalt. Lily James.
Who's Lily?
somehow?
Who's Lily James?
Lily James is I believe she was in Baby Driver.
Oh, is the waitress?
Yeah.
Some Asian guy was
Yeah,
in
she
it.
was in it somehow. I don't know how she was in it.
And
Yeah, Stephen Yeun.
Yeah, where have I seen him?
The Walking Dead.
That's him.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was in a movie this year called Burning. I think
Don't know.
it's like a Korean movie, Japanese movie, and he speaks his like native language in it. Apparently, that movie is like amazing.
Oh,
Why was he?
Good
Why
for
was he
him.
so bad in this movie?
he wasn't bad in it. No one was bad. I don't feel like.
So
I don't feel like he's bad.
So, on a surface level, watching the trailer of this movie, you get like the idea. I went in was like, okay, it's this like weird comedy movie about this guy played by Lakeith Stanfield, kind of just some regular schlubby dude. He gets a job at a telemarketer, and he discovers that he gets really good at it when he pretends to sound that he is white.
Yes.
And that is a very surface level
Description?
Yes, and that's all that I was expecting. And then what we got, I was just kind of like, huh. But before we saw it today, I read the synopsis, and it makes clear on Google that this movie is set in an alternate reality of America.
Okay. Well, I mean, the movie also makes it quite clear.
Yes, it's not a secret.
Yeah.
So, Jacob,
as far as money goes, it's made $5,273,833.
It was probably
domestic.
It was probably pretty low budget. So hopefully it's, I don't know. I can't tell if this movie was made for $1 million, $10 million. We couldn't have had that high of a budget.
No. Especially considering there's a certain part in spoilers that we'll get into that is done and doesn't look that good. It looks better than it would have looked if it was CGI'd, but it doesn't look that good.
It has a pretty high tomato meter.
Yeah, it does. It's got like a 96 or something.
A 96?
I don't know if that's true.
Fuck my ass. That is insanely high. I think it's like at a 85 or 90.
God, it's funny that triggered you so heavily. Sorry to bother you, Rotten Tomatoes meter. I have a lot of open tabs about Sorry to Bother You right now. I just
ending explained. Thanks.
Oh my God, it's at 95.
What?
Holy shit, it's at 95.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. That is insanely high for this movie.
It really is.
That is astounding.
It really is. The critic consensus: fearlessly ambitious, scathingly funny, and thoroughly original. Sorry to Bother You loudly heralds the arrival of a fresh filmmaking talent in writer-director Boots Riley.
Fuck these critics.
That's
Jacob.
just a dick suck.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't
yeah.
know.
Jacob, can you please go on the Rotten Tomatoes page? I would like to see the audience score.
Audience score is at 66%.
Okay, that's fair. That's like what the actual Rotten Tomatoes score should realistically be for this movie.
Yeah.
Not a fucking 95. This is why I hate Rotten Tomatoes sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like you get movies that are like okay, and it's like, oh, 90. What are some of the blurbs from the critics? I love the hilariously overwritten blurbs, but then again, they're journals.
Well, here's a negative one: telemarketers as targets from which satire flows eternal were spigoted about at the same time as mall cops, and that's not all this jammed scattergun approach to comedy has in common with the terminally dopey Paul Blart. What a terrible little write-up.
Yeah, like what?
That was very confusing.
What did I just get out of that?
Sorry to Bother You is an uncompromising and timely film of unapologetic brilliance. Is it? It has an energy, a punk spirit, and an originality of its own. I can see it becoming the kind of film that plays to raucous crowds at midnight showings on college campuses. Sure.
It's like the most millennial college movie.
Yeah. Stoner comedy with social significance? Welcome to Sorry to Bother You, an eccentric, imperfect, but original and hugely enjoyable satire.
People smoke pot in it, but I wouldn't say it's like a stoner movie.
And it has elements of stoner comedy in it, sure. It's a provocative, serious, ridiculous, screwy concoction about whiteface, cultural code switching, African-American identities, and twisted new forms of wage slavery beyond previously known ethical limits. I mean, not really. Everybody's read Animal Farm. This movie doesn't do anything.
Yeah, this isn't the first movie to like comment on society.
Yeah,
in a absurd way.
Yes,
I felt like this movie was trying to be like a Terry Gilliam wannabe movie. Like, have you ever heard of Brazil?
Explain it to me.
I haven't seen it, but it's a movie about it's a famous classic, kind of somewhat of a cult movie, but dystopian satire.
Okay,
and it's very Terry Gilliam. His movies, they all have very whacked out images,
sure,
and like absurd like art direction and stuff like that. So Jacob, what did you think of Sorry to Bother You?
Well, this movie's a mixed bag for me. As far as entertainment goes, it was entertaining enough. It certainly wasn't predictable.
Yeah. No.
Overall, I would say it's one of the strangest movies I've ever seen in terms of like Just sheerly like, just sheer ludicrousy, like how just
it's a loony,
odd it is.
It's a loony little movie.
It is, and like I would say it's consistently inconsistent. But like this movie, we're gonna get into it in spoilers. This movie, I think, might be genius, and it might be just like one of the worst movies ever.
See, that's what I hate. All right. Let me tone down a little bit.
Yeah, you had a bad day today, so you need to assess this.
I had a great day today.
Did you get some poon?
Well, anyways, god damn it.
It's a joke, Colin. It was a joke. You need to take a joke. It's okay.
What was I gonna say? I don't like this idea of being like, oh, well, it's stupid on purpose, so that means it's good. So if it's bad filmmaking, it's actually smart.
No, I proposed that idea to you in the car on the way home, but I don't think I think this movie is bad on purpose, but that doesn't make it a good film. Yeah, it doesn't make it not bad.
Just like Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it intriguing, and like it makes it subject to a little bit more analysis than your typical movie would be. But like that's not to say that this movie is by any means like a masterpiece, or I would say at best it's decent. It's not good. It's not a good movie. It's not enjoyable to watch for me, at least. Yeah. I didn't have fun in this movie. Like you said, the first 15 minutes are the best part.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, okay, like this could be kind of a fun movie. That's what I liked. Like the first 15 minutes. As soon as he starts telemarketing and the movie kind of does these weird visual jokes, because this movie's full of them, visual jokes.
Yeah.
That's kind of the entire
Well, as
movie.
far as like telemarketing goes, this isn't a spoiler, it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
How when he's telemarketing, he goes up to like, he basically teleports there.
Yeah, it's like stylized.
Sure.
And this movie, yeah, it's a lot of visual comedy, and it all fell flat for me. Like there was a few times at the beginning when I kind of chuckled, like at the beginning when the scene with the garage door opens when him and his girlfriend are about to have sex.
I heard you have a chuckle.
Like that's like a decent little like joke. It reveals that he's living in a garage, but then like that's a solid setup joke. You know?
Yeah.
But there's just so many like things in this movie. Like when he does his white voice, and it's just really poorly ADR of a different voice.
Yeah, it's David Cross's voice.
This is where I go into like people being like, "Oh, well, it's not supposed to be good."
Yeah, but like it's supposed to be like a movie that you enjoy and watch, and like
but the sound mixing is really bad. You don't believe that it's coming out of their mouths.
It is really bad.
Sync up.
It is really bad, and there's also another point where I don't know if it's like. See, like it's easy to say like, "Oh, it's bad on purpose." I don't know if it was bad on purpose because like there's a scene where the boss, like the crazy coked up boss, not the guy from Get Out. You know what I'm talking about? The skinnier gentleman who is crazy and high fives in the tongue.
Yeah.
There's a part where he says something like under his breath, and he obviously did not say that. It was very ADR'd in, and like it was a poor job at ADRing it in. Excuse me, and that's where I'm kind of like, was that part of it on purpose? I think some of it's on purpose, and we'll get into all that. I have a pretty insane theory, but
I have a hot take for you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like it all.
No, I won't.
I think this movie is pretentious.
I think it is too.
See, all right, thank you. Like in the literal definition sense, like this is a pretentious.
It's more.
It thinks it's so smart with its like fucking commentary and like. It's not that smart. Like it's like we get it. Like, but rich people are bad. Poor people are good. It's hard to be black in white America.
Yeah,
and like these things are good topics and they can be executed well. But when they're executed,
move your mic up a little bit.
When they're like
move the mic up so you don't have to bend down. I know you're a taller guy.
Ow, my neck.
I know you're tall. I just want you to be comfortable, man.
All right, I'm gonna compare this movie to Get Out. I don't think this movie would have been made or released in theaters if it wasn't for Get Out.
Sure, but I think that the comparison to Get Out ends as soon as you across the three things that it copies from. Not copies, but like it carry over. The first-time director, the video explanation of things, which also has been done in other movies before Get Out.
But it's just a coincidence. Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield, okay, for and social commentary.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
It's not similar to Get Out in any other way, though.
Yeah, but Get Out executes it like insanely well to where it doesn't like become annoying.
Sure.
And like roll your eyes at it. In this movie, it's just kind of like shoved down your throat and like you're kind of slapped around a little bit. And like,
yeah. I think as far as the pretentious thing goes, I think it is pretentious, but I'm having trouble discerning whether or not it's pretentious on purpose or it's like it's just not self-aware. And there are points, I need to get into spoilers to really go into this because there are actual like examples that I have from the movie that I want to talk about where I feel like the movie's poking fun at itself and being aware of it. Like it's like it's I don't know. It's a lot like Freddy Got Fingered. Like it's where like it's obviously like made to joke about its own existence, whereas like the film is literally called Sorry to Bother You, and it throws all of this shit at you, haphazardly explains it all, and like, but like still you get a sense of it. Like you get a sense of the social issues, like workplace inequality. I explained to you like capitalist regime instability is touched on slightly.
The media,
racial injustice, and white people wanting to be black, like, or wanting to feel like they're black. A thing that we deal with in culture, like in our culture today.
And black people thinking that they need to act more white in order to like be successful.
Yeah, that's not a thing that they need to think. They do need to act more white to be successful, and that's a problem in today's world. That's a real problem. Yeah, like no, like I would say, like that's an actual real issue that we face. And this movie, I thought was going to focus on that, whereas like I thought it was going to have a more focused look at things, and I wanted to see how it tackled that. But at the end of the day, it presents all these ideas and doesn't tackle any of them. It just presents them and goes, "Hey, this is what this is.
This is America."
And like I think that it presents all these ideas in a similar fashion as at the beginning of the movie. What's his name? Cash. Yeah. At the beginning of the movie, Cash presents all these.
Cassius Green?
Yes, Cash Green.
Cassius Green. Huh.
Yeah, there are a couple names in this movie that are like that too. But at the beginning of the movie, Cash is explaining to his girlfriend, like, "Hey, look, like the sun's gonna explode. This is all for nothing. What does this moment even mean?" He's throwing all this stuff out here, and she doesn't tackle the issue. She just dismisses it and is like, "But what about here and now? Like what? Like it doesn't matter. Just shut the fuck up. Stop bothering me." And like the movie does a similar thing in that, like I just don't know if this is on purpose or if it's just so totally unself-aware of its of what it's doing. But like the movie presents all these issues and doesn't tackle them either. And then it presents all these issues and then it wraps up with the title card "Sorry to Bother You," as if to apologize to the audience for bringing all this shit up and not explaining any of it.
I liked the apology at the end. I was like, well, at least they know. Let's talk about things we liked. It was a colorful movie, I guess.
Things I liked.
It was a
Lakeith Stanfield's fine in it. Tessa Thompson's fine in it. She's a better character as far as like social activism goes than L337 in Solo: A Star Wars Story, and that's what I'll say about that. I think that her character was handled better, as in like she's just like she's so like into social activism that like what she's doing kind of doesn't even really like make sense. It's just
like
deep,
like her performance art in the movie, and like, people are throwing like balloons of like blood at her.
Yeah, and like, is that an interesting little thing that he steps in to stop that? And she's like, "It's part of the show. Like, stop. Like, don't step in and no, it's part of the show." I find that interesting. It's like that probably means something, but I don't know what it means, and I don't really want to think about it, because like it's not at the end of the day, I'm not going to lose sleep over that scene, so it doesn't really matter. There are a couple things in this movie like that where I'm like, oh, I bet some YouTuber can make a video about this so I can understand why Sorry to Bother You's an amazing film.
Yeah, I really did not like this movie.
I know you didn't.
I tried my best, but it was just bad. Like it was a poorly like made movie. Like it was just too much. It was like too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
Like
you mentioned that it felt over directed.
Yeah, it kind of did a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. Should we just get into spoilers? I don't know. Yeah. I felt like the whole time I was watching it, and like it's like Lakeith Stanfield. Like the intro should have been him like standing there looking at the camera, and being like, "Hey, you, yeah, you, yeah." Society, they're a bunch of normies and sheeps, but you, if you're seeing this movie, you're one of us. And like, it just didn't feel that smart, didn't feel that clever. I thought the acting was pretty lame. I'm not gonna say bad, lame. I know these actors can act better. It felt awkward.
Like
and I'm not saying on purpose. I'm saying just.
I felt like Lakeith was fine in it.
I hated his character.
I didn't hate his character. I just didn't. We didn't get into his character enough for me to hate him. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't given enough information about him to hate him or really like him. He was kind of existent. And that's a critique that I have, but it's not hating his character. I just feel differently about it than you do, and that's fine.
Yeah, like
Terry Crews was in this movie.
Yes, he was.
Might be the best character in it.
So, ratings before we get into...
Yeah.
I'm rating this one low, Snyder.
I know you are.
I'm rating this one low.
I know you are. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh, okay. All right. So
yeah, give this a 6 out of 10. Right. That's subject to change over time if I have an awakening over this movie, but as of right now, it is a 6 out of 10. How about you, sir?
I liked the first 15-20 minutes. As soon as the movie starts getting into its like groove and like its weird visual comedy and kind of stale commentary and lame visual humor, I was like, oh no. I didn't enjoy watching it. It rubbed me the wrong way, and not in like a good, unsettling way. Because I love weird stuff.
Hereditary rubbed you the wrong way, but like in a good, unsettling way.
Yeah, because that was like a well-made movie.
Yeah,
I'm giving this one a 3. I like the valiant attempt at trying to make something like creative, but after a while, it felt like too much of a good thing.
I just I don't, we'll get into it. It's fine. I think it's deserving of no more, no less than 6 out of 10. Excuse me.
Fair enough.
For me, anyway. I didn't hate it enough to fail it, but I didn't like it enough to pass it. So a D it gets. I understand people that are emailing right now who got a D in high school and passed. I understand that D is a passing grade.
I ran the gambit of the letter grade system.
Yeah.
I got one of I've made every grade.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you made an A, B, C, a D, and an F in a course?
Just in general, like on tests, quizzes.
Oh well, yeah. Everybody has
classes.
Everybody has.
Yeah, I ran the gambit. God, I hated this fucking movie.
We're gonna get into spoilers now.
All right, so spoilers.
Spoilers from here on out.
You talking to me?
All right, I'll start. I'll start, everyone.
Okay.
All right, here's how we could fix the movie.
Please.
So Lakeith Stanfield, he talks with his actual voice. You get that ADR crap out of this movie. It was terrible. It was absolutely horrible. Just get him, have him talk in a hyper, like, voice, like unrealistic voice. Mm-hmm. It's been done in some movie, right? Like black guys talking like jive, and then like white people walk by and he like pretends to like talk like a white guy.
Sure.
Just do that. Have him. He's doing his job, and he finds out he's doing a really good job. And then he becomes the power caller, and he starts working there, and everything's great. And then he finds out that that it's all for the prison system, making money for what's it called again? Wage life,
work free.
Work free.
something like that. Yeah.
Don't have him like be like, oh, I'm working for them. Oh well, I'm making lots of money. It just makes him look like an asshole. And then, and because he's being an asshole, we get this bad subplot of Tessa Thompson dating a Walking Dead guy that goes nowhere.
That does go nowhere.
Yeah, and it's unpleasant too. It's like, oh, I guess she's like dumping him. It goes nowhere, so you get rid of that subplot. Sure, it's a little cliche, but I guess this movie is too smart for your conventional narrative structure, you fucking sheep.
God. God, you're so butthurt over this movie.
Is that a good idea that like he thinks he's like doing a good thing as a power caller and then he realizes that he's working for the enemy?
That's more generic. That's
but
more
it
by
works.
the numbers.
But it works.
Sure.
You can still do all the weird shit in it.
Yeah, I guess. I admire this movie's structure in that, like, until we get to the point that we get to with the Equestria Sapiens, which we'll touch on that, all right. But I admire it where like you don't really know what's happening in it, but like, and you don't understand like exactly what's going on. But that's also a negative because you don't understand what's going on, exactly what's positive about it. It takes a stab at being unconventional, you know, just but like it fails. I think there's ways around it.
Look, I'm a generic guy, all right.
I don't want to talk about how we can fix this movie because like
what are we?
There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot like to talk about as far as that goes, and I just think we could be here all day.
I love the 3-act structure. I love my white male leads.
Does this movie have a 3-act structure?
Kind of, sort of.
He starts off
sort of a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
It starts off as a schlubby dude trying to get a job.
Mm-hmm. Has the job. He's working. Well, I would say the first act. Okay, the first act begins. He starts off. He's a schlubby dude, as you said, looking for a job. He ends it becoming the power caller.
Yeah.
Finding his niche, becoming the power caller.
Yeah, he gets promotion.
He's the power caller for a bit. He's rich and stuff.
All his friends start to hate him. You're not the same, man. You sold out. You're a normie.
Yeah.
You're sheep. I keep saying that.
Exactly.
About this movie. This movie looks down on sheep.
Yeah. His friends hate him. And so he goes to a party and finds out that it's not even like the climax of the movie.
The CEO.
Yeah, the CEO who is Army Hammer.
Wage Life? What?
Live free? Way free? No.
W something.
Yeah. Live
free? Die hard?
Way life? I don't know.
Yeah, he finds out he's using the people who sign themselves up to live in this prison.
Sure.
Are being turned into horsemen. So because they'll work harder, more sufficient labor.
Sure.
Because horses are strong and they're dumb, like practical puppet-looking horse people with big penises.
Yeah.
And the joke is Lakeith Stanfield being like, I gotta get out of this business.
Well done. Did you like Danny Glover saying, I'm too old for that shit?
Oh god, that didn't even register with me.
Yeah.
What's with these like references not like clicking in my brain? Like Han shooting first in Solo, and now this.
These are two instances, and they're fairly far apart, so I think you're okay.
Doctor, what's wrong with me?
And then I guess like the third act would be him. They're fighting the system, and they really just don't do anything. He reveals. This is where it's like it's trying to say something about like overall like capitalism, where he's like they're turning people into horses, and the whole community's like, yay, like look at this scientific marvel, he's saving the world.
Yeah, and
it's
like,
just like no one, like you haven't established this. I guess they have established the world as somewhere where people would,
because people are brainwashed by the media, man.
Yeah, they have a show called Get the Shit Kicked Out of You.
Yes.
And like the meme that becomes of Lakeith Stanfield, where he gets a soda can to the head, and like for some reason that's funny to people. Like for some reason they just think it's like the funniest thing.
It's like America's Funniest Home Video like level of comedy.
Yeah. I did like though they do like a soda commercial with the girl who was protesting, and then she just like makes out with the stand-in for cash, and it's like kind of joke. I think it's making a like poking fun at Pepsi's ad about like I think it was Kendall or Kylie or one of the Jenners / Kardashians that were in this Pepsi commercial a couple years ago, and it was it was like trying to say like, oh, there's a riot going on here, everybody get a Pepsi, and then they unite and the riot's over. And it's like, oh, is that really how you think violent riots end?
Yeah,
just having a Pepsi? and it was immediately shot down and taken off air. But I think it's poking fun at that, maybe. That instance, it's kind of odd that they would do that. But like, this movie's full of like politically charged statements. And like,
we need that in our Trump divided nation. That's why it has a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, social commentary.
It has
it gets a 9.9.
Yeah. But like, so I want to just skip to the horse thing.
It's stupid.
It is. It's dumb.
It's not funny. Like,
it's mostly like, this is where I was like, oh, this is giving me Spirited Away vibes, where it's like, oh, he's going to turn into a horse. It's, oh no, like, no one, he doesn't want this. It made me think of
Spirited Away.
Yeah,
like,
with the pigs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But like, it's just like,
it's just so
movies that do this better.
So stupid.
It is.
Like, it's just dumb. Like, the movie didn't fucking need this. Like, I thought the whole movie was going to be about like the telemarketing thing and like, you know.
Yeah.
But we get this weird horse subplot, which I'm sure Jay from Red Letter Media is going to be like, it was weird and I loved it. Maybe not.
You know what? I don't think they're going to like this.
I don't think
RLM likes it.
If they would review it.
I think they will.
Maybe on their catch-up episode. They'll have a half in the bag.
Yeah, they'll have a half in the bag over Sorry to Bother You.
Jay's going to be like, it was experimental and I loved it. Yeah. And Mike's going to be like, it was all right.
He's going to be like, horsemen? So I had a good Mike impression.
Yeah. Horsemen! As soon as we saw this horseman thing, I thought of the rubber horse mask that is like
it's like a meme.
It's like
thing.
An overused meme. It's like,
I'm not saying meme, like I'm not pronouncing meme as meme. I'm saying it's meme-y, like
meme-ish.
That, just so people don't think I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
who pronounces it meme or meme or meme.
Did you notice that like older couple that was sitting in front of us?
No, but I noticed the old man sitting behind us who could not have enjoyed this film.
The dirty old man.
Yeah.
There was like a older couple, and as soon as they sat down, I was like, oh no, white people. I wanted to tap on their shoulder and be like, what did you guys think? I don't know. I could sense the hatred in the crowd.
Of the movie?
Kind of. Because it was like a tight crowd.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if like, I wasn't hearing many laughs.
I heard a couple laughs early
there
on.
were, but not as much as the movie would want. Realistically.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of dead silence. Like, remember during the trailers, there was one girl, she was hooting and hollering.
You're right,
stuff.
yeah.
I didn't hear her cackle as much as I thought I would.
Let's talk about the trailers. The trailers looked like they were all for the same exact movie. There was a trailer for Tyler Perry movie.
Nobody's Fool.
Yeah. Which
woman.
looks like Girls Trip.
Yeah.
It just looks like the movie Girls Trip, which was decent.
About this girl who gets released out of jail and her sister picks her up and she's like,
I'm getting catfished. And then they're like, let's go kill him. I find that actually sort of... I was like, this might be fun. Like, this is the most fun out of all these trailers. They all look bad, but whatever.
She goes, oh, hell nah.
Yeah,
she's really obnoxious.
I was just like, oh, well, like... halfway through the trailer, you're like, okay, well, this kind of reminds you of like Medea Goes to Jail. Like, oh, we're getting her back into life, like outside of prison. She doesn't know how real life works. Oh, she doesn't know how to talk to the guy at the bar or at work. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's crazy. But then it takes a turn and it's like, we're going to go kill the guy who catfished you. And it's like, oh, that's a refreshing take, I guess.
And then
I don't know. I'm willing to watch it.
And then the next trailer played, and it has the same woman in it. What's
Tiffany
it called?
Haddish.
Night School.
Yeah, Night School with Kevin Hart. That looks awful.
Yeah, that does.
Looks really
Looks
bad.
So does that fucking Matthew McConaughey movie, like White Boy Rich?
Yeah.
Or Rick or something.
White Boy Rick, yeah.
It's like 1984. 80s.
The whole movie's like a Stranger, or the whole trailer's like a Stranger Things vibe.
You like 80s? Were you born in 98? You're gonna love this movie.
Yeah. What's the one with Daniel Kaluuya is in it?
Oh, yeah, that movie, like I'd watch that because it's directed by Steve McQueen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the premise of the movie, but it's directed by Steve McQueen.
Yeah, it's called Widows. Daniel Kaluuya's in it. I also think Brian
May?
No, Brian hold on, no, he's on Atlanta. Brian Henry Tyree or Brian Tyree Henry.
Paperboy?
Yeah, Paperboy.
Oh, really?
It's I love that that's what we know him as. I'm looking him up on
Dude,
Instagram
you got
'cause I
Michelle
follow him.
Rodriguez?
Brian Tyree Henry, yeah. He was in 2 of the trailers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to say he was either like in
Uncle Drew?
He might have been in the Night School trailer. He's not in Uncle Drew. I don't think he's in Uncle Drew. I hope he's not in Uncle Drew.
We'll ask Hunter. I know he saw Uncle Drew.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Poor Hunter.
I know.
feel
I was
bad
like,
for him.
yeah, I was like, aren't you ashamed of yourself? He enjoyed it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he gave it an 8 out of 10.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
no, he didn't.
Oh my god, what did he give
He
it?
gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd.
Okay, that's surprising. Actually, that's
But this Widows movie, it's like Steve McQueen, who directed 12 Years a Slave. His filmography is really like kind of dense. Like he has a movie called Hunger with Michael Fassbender. It's about a guy in prison who goes on a hunger strike and starves. And then you have Michael Fassbender in Steve McQueen's other movie, Shame, where he plays a sex addict. And the movie's rated NC-17. It's like really disturbing.
wow.
And then you have Steve McQueen. He does 12 Years a Slave, which is like a brutal fucking movie.
Is
And it
Hunger
wins.
and Shame are those like spiritual sequels?
I mean, these 3 movies all have Fassbender in them, so it might be some sort of Fassbender. Hunger and Shame, they seem like they do kind of like would be what's it called? Not counterparts, but like
I know what you're thinking.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Like spiritual sequel?
Kinda, yeah. I don't know if that's the exact
Follow ups?
word. It's like the devil companion piece.
A
companion
totally.
piece. So you have those 3 movies, and then you have Widows, which is like about like this heist. Like it looks like an action movie, and it's just kind of like, why is he making this?
Yeah.
But it's written by Gillian Flynn, who wrote Gone Girl. So I'm thinking this movie is gonna be fucking awesome, and it's just marketed to like general audiences.
Yeah.
To make it look like the way it does. Because in the trailer, you have that shot of like Viola Davis with like her mask, and it's like lingering on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, ooh, like that looks like intense. But it makes it look like I hate the premise. We gotta finish the job for our husband, girls.
Yeah, it's like a surprisingly long take of her in the mask. So I think it's like, that's a nice shot.
Mhm.
And the rest of the trailer doesn't look like that, but it's obviously been cut. So it's like, is that how the movie actually looks? Because if so, that's semi-interesting. I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, damn, that looks pretty great.
Yeah. So I'd go watch that.
Colin Farrell's in it, too?
Is he?
Yeah, I thought I saw him in there.
Colin Farrell, want to drink some Jameson on set? Shh, I won't tell
Drew's-
anyone.
We need Drew's impression of Colin Farrell on the show.
What other trailers were there?
The Sister Brothers.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sisters Brothers.
That looks annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
don't-
look fun.
I don't get what they're trying to do.
Joaquin's in it though. Joaquin and John C. Reilly. They're what a ragtag group of guys.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal's in it though.
Yeah.
He's
Fuck,
looking
sorry
good.
to bother you. We're talking about trailers, people.
Yeah. Honestly, I have nothing left to say about Sorry to Bother You. I said my theory on how it's satirical. It's satire about satire. It's satire about metaphor. It's making fun of like metaphors in film to the point where like everything in it is basically like metaphorical, but it just means nothing. And in the end of the day, like the film apologizes to you about it by saying like sorry to bother you, about like sorry to make you think about all these things. And like that in its own is pretentious, but I get what it's going for.
It is,
and I can
it is
admire
pretentious.
that.
Thank you for enlightening me, movie. I didn't realize we lived in such a corrupt society.
Yeah.
The ending, like they go back into the garage with his like IKEA furnished home.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I like being poor. He's like, you're better if you're poor, people. Don't succeed. You'll turn into a slave owner. Basically.
Pretty much.
And then like he bangs his face while bringing down the garage door, and like he's like on one knee, and I was like, oh, he's about to propose to her. No, he's turning into a stupid horse.
Yeah, and then the end of it is like they charge into Armie Hammer's house and take him down.
It's like a post-credit scene, though.
Pretty much.
I'm like, why does this movie have a post-credit scene? This ain't Marvel.
The music in the credits is like super like choppy and abrupt too. Did you notice that? It's like, sorry to bother you. Cut. Just done.
This movie's like The Last Jedi. It's very metaphorical and it subverts expectations.
Sure.
Yeah. Wasn't a fan of it. I felt like it was trying to be a cult classic. Like, oh, I'm going to make a cult movie. It's going to be really weird. Like, even the crappy reviews were like, it'll sure to please midnight movie fans on college campuses for years to come.
Yeah, and that's
not how it works.
That's a pretty, that's a solid thing to say, I guess. I mean, I'm sure that college kids will look to this movie, but also college kids look to a lot of things that aren't really like, you know what I mean? Like, they just, I don't know. That's a stupid thing to say as a solid review.
Yeah, destined
dumb.
Destined to be a cult classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck this movie. If you like it, that's fine. Honestly, if you want like really good like commentary, watch South Park. It's hilarious, it's weird.
Sure.
It's well done.
The part where he's okay, there are two standout moments for me. The part where he starts rapping, I say rap in quotations, that I kind of liked because it was like, oh, I feel uncomfortable now. Like, and maybe it's not the type of uncomfortable that is good, like Hereditary good, but like, I felt uncomfortable because I was like, oh, this is weird. It's just a black guy yelling the N-word to a bunch of, like a crowd of white people, and all of them repeating it like it's a concert. Like, and it just like it rubbed me the wrong way, but positively, I think. So like that was a good moment.
I think it's funny because that legitimately could be a song.
You're right.
You know, just put a beat on it, and people be like, "Dude, this shit bangs."
You're right. It could be.
So there you go, Boots Riley. You get a few things right.
Sure, that's probably his hip hop roots.
How old is he?
He is. I have his page up. He's 47.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Born in 71, Chicago. He's a rapper, producer, screenwriter, and director. And the other scene is the scene where he's like, "You're gonna be our Martin Luther King Jr. horse people," and I was just like, "What is going on? Like, are they insinuating that that's what Martin Luther King was? Like, what are they trying to?"
They're like,
are they saying like you're gonna be the horseman, like ambassador to the rest of the world? I'm like, Martin Luther King died. This is a terrible example to use. Like, he was killed probably by the government. That's a conspiracy.
So long, Screwy.
But like, I don't know. It was dumb. It was a dumb movie overall. Dumb, silly. Don't know how to feel about it. Actually, I do. Didn't like it. 6 out of 10. That's it. That's it for Sorry to Bother You. You got anything else to say, Collin?
No.
Cool.
I'm glad it's over. It dragged. It felt like how
Dude, when they got to the mansion, oh my god, I was ready for that fucking thing to end. And it just kept going for like another 30 minutes. Felt really long.
Yeah. I say skip it.
It's, oh my god. It's only an hour and 45 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
It feels like it's like 2 hours and like 10 minutes.
Seriously, it does. That cannot be right. There's no way that it is that long, or that short, pardon me, runtime. That is, what? No.
So Jacob...
Hour 45. That's unreal. That is including credits. No.
It feels longer.
It feels 2 hours and 30 minutes. Straight up. 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
No less.
Yeah.
That is, oh my god, that's a flaw. I'm knocking it down to 5 out of 10 for
Okay,
that.
because of its bad pacing.
Yeah, no, I knock it down to an F just because of that. Holy shit. That is unreal.
Never mind, people. You heard it here first.
Oh my god. It's only an hour 45?
I think
How long was A Quiet Place?
A Quiet Place was an hour and a half, and it felt like it was like an hour and like 10 minutes long.
It did.
Because that movie had good pacing,
Yeah.
and this movie doesn't.
An hour and 31 minutes for A Quiet Place. Dude, this movie does not feel 14 minutes longer than that movie.
No.
In no way. That is 5 out of 10.
You're knocking down because
I'm actually knocking
pacing.
I'm really knocking down a point for that. That is so good lord, that's egregious. All right. Well, this movie's worse than I thought.
Maybe.
All right, well, other than that, I have nothing left to say.
Yeah, me neither. Maybe it's a masterpiece. Who knows?
Maybe in 20 years we'll look back and be like, wow, that was great. You know, I admire how creative it was, and I hope we get more movies that go in a route that's unconventional. But that is all that I want movies to take from this. Unconventional. Just be crazy, be cool, might work out. Like Get Out did. This is a yin and yang for like Get Out, Sorry to Bother You. Get Out does it really well. Sorry to Bother You doesn't do it well at all. Yeah,
does a sloppier version.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Exactly. Both are unconventional, and I wouldn't say Sorry to Bother You is a sloppy version of Get Out. I would say that both rely on unconventionality, unconventional-ish. Unconventionality is not a word.
Kind of stranger topics.
Yeah.
Not topics, but stranger
premises, setups, like just overall subverting your expectations as far as not being a funny Last Jedi thing, but like not what you'd expect from a movie. And one of them is the yin in Get Out, and then the other one is the yang.
Like you see what I mean? Where like Get Out's like a watershed movie, and Sorry to Bother You is kind of like the movie to come out in its wake.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
You know,
with you. Yeah.
like it happens. Like
Sorry to Bother You is the Mac and Me. If Get Out is the ET,
it's the Vatican tapes. If Paranormal Activity,
it is the Transmorphers of your Transformers.
It is the Axel to Bumblebee.
You know, I wouldn't compare them. I'd say that those are just amazingly like well timed. It's like those are just because they're going to come out around similar times. I would say that it is the Olympus has fallen to White House down. Just kidding. Those are similar cases to Axel and Bumblebee.
You know what we need, Jacob? We need a closing segment. I feel like that's the thing the podcast could do well with.
Closing segment should, like, if we got more letters, it would be like mail.
Yeah, you're right.
Close on that,
but we don't.
So I just want to go ahead and get it out of the way.
But we got one today.
Yeah, we did.
There's no sinister ulterior motives involved either.
Well, it's not like you're known for not. You are the if letters are this podcast's elections, you are the Vladimir Putin of this election. You stick your willy in it, and you're just like, hey, I'm gonna mess around a little bit. I'm just gonna tamper. Gonna make sure this isn't believable. Not to get political on you,
I thought you were fooled.
Oh, I was not fooled for a second, you fool. Also, I called you a fool after you.
So I'll try to make a new segment to close on. What are we gonna do after this podcast? No, that's boring.
Well, what do you want to do after this podcast?
I'm going home.
I kind of want to like get a milkshake or something.
I would, but I'm pretty tired. I'm ready.
I wasn't inviting you. I was just saying I will get a milkshake. That wasn't an invitation to you. I mean, you're welcome to come. Tomorrow we meet to possibly look at an office space. That's kind of fun.
Yes.
Garen should be there too, so I'll send you both the address.
Flaky Garen. You want to just meet somewhere?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sure. We can meet at like, I don't know.
Books A Million.
Yeah, Books A Million
seems like a fair midway point for both of us.
Sure. Books A Million, 1:30. Be there, or B Square. Because we meet at 2. I'll just skip my second class. I won't tell anybody.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Comment below what our closing
they can't really comment on platforms that they're on. Send us an email at fppcreative@gmail.com. Send us an email. What did you want them to say? What were you going to say, Collin?
What?
What did you want them to comment below?
Oh, what suggestions? Suggestions.
Yeah, send us suggestions for what to do.
We're falling asleep on air, people.
We are. All right, Collin. Well, where can we find you?
You can check out my Letterboxd. I'll be writing a review for Sorry to Bother You, probably sometime tonight. I'm trying to work on my grammar, making sure the right words are spelled, and capitalized, and punctuated.
Well done. Well done. That's good of you.
Add me on Snapchat.
Yeah, you can add Collin on Snapchat at Collin K Goody.
Yes, and on Facebook.
It's popping.
Fuck.
Ugh. Also, you spell Goody Goode.
Yes. Goodie.
Yes.
Goody. Those are incorrect.
Yes. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Gmail at Jacob's Wetsuit. JACOBSWETSUIT. All one word, Jacob's Wetsuit. And that's jacobswetsuit@gmail.com also. If you want to email the show, you can do that. We are at fppcreative@gmail.com. Any email that you send to us will be read on air as we described or demonstrated, for lack of a better term. Earlier on in the show, we read a email out loud. It was from a person neither of us have ever met before. That's crazy. Wild. Insane.
It could be from a different country, you know.
Could be.
We're getting big. We're getting big, guys.
We're
getting a fan base.
We are. We have so many
new
listeners.
We're the new nostalgia critic.
We are.
You're like Doug Walker and I'm like Rob Walker.
You're absolutely right. Shout out to All the Good Names Are Taken podcast. ATGNAT ATGNAT podcast. They are great guys. Go check them out. And that's all I'm doing this week on those guys, because they are good dudes.
I'll go ahead and shout out Bam, of course.
Absolutely, we bought a mic.
I was yelling in Jacob's face because I checked my phone and we got a notification that we bought a mic uploaded there. Sorry to bother you, and I was like, they have their fucking review already. I'm walking out of the goddamn theater.
We need to do better, truly. Truly, we need to do better.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah,
we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week. Are we covering anything next week in particular as far as movies go?
Glass trailer.
Is there a Glass trailer? Oh, well, Comic-Con's next week. Right? Yeah, that's cool.
So the Glass trailer.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, until then, guys, thank you for listening.
Go home, play some Resident Evil 4, everyone.
Yep, go home. Play some Resident Evil 4. All right.
Telling you to end it on a soundbite.
End it on a soundbite?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's go with this one.
You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, then who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Oh, yeah?
Brilliant.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.